Hey up, shaggers! So let's dive straight into it today then, shall we? So I've been ringing out to have a look at a puncture on a tractor, and judging by this very lopsided tractor, well, I reckon we might be in the right place.
Well, that's not ideal, is it? No. No. Right then, so, well, hey up anyway, shaggers. Now, well, we've turned up to this, haven't we? And it looks less than ideal. Not only is it flat in the middle of a field, but we've also had, well, it's been non-stop rain for about 3 months, hasn't it? So, I could do without jacking this up in the field, but at the minute, it looks like there's absolutely not a soul about. It's like the Mary Celeste at the minute it is. So, we might have to do it here. But like I say, I could do without it. We have got a tube in at the minute, but it's also, well, as you can see, it's off the rim, isn't it? But hopefully, with it being tubed, I should just be able to fire some wind in, and if I can find someone to move it to somewhere it's a little bit harder standing, well, everyone's sort of laughing then, aren't they? I'll be laughing a lot more doing than that than jacking this up and then all of a sudden the ground just giving way and me end up wearing it. As I've said before, red's not my colour. No, we'll go and see if we can find someone, and we'll go from there, shall we? Right, so yeah, can't find no one, but we're going to try and get some wind in, get a bit of shape to it, and then we'll know how catastrophically fast it's going down then. Well, that's going up anyway, that's good news. And it looks like it's starting to take shape as well. So it's definitely going the right way, isn't it? It stopped hissing at me as quick. It's making some weird noises now. It's almost like, it sounds like a jack going up. I don't know if you can hear that. But anyway, right. Fucking shit. I just popped on right next to me ear and I've absolutely just shit myself. Right, so it's obviously definitely going down, but it doesn't seem to be overly quick. So let's see if I can find someone to get this moved, because like I say, I don't really want to be doing this on wet, bloody shitty mud, really. Right, well, crisis averted. Well, I managed to find someone and they've moved it for me. And how much better does this look? Hey, hard standing. Look at that. That's what we like. Now, it's a cleaver on there at the minute, so I'd put my left bollock on the fact that it's going to be something to do with the sidewall, probably a split, because they just seem to love to do that. So we'll whip it off, we'll see what's gone on, and we'll probably get some patches out, and we'll probably get that sidewall all patched up, I reckon. There we go, well, we're up anyway. It's a bit later than I thought as well, so we're going to have to start dabbing in with this one. Now these cleavers, well, they don't have much to them at all on the sidewall, which is probably why they end up splitting so much. But the one benefit of that is it makes them absolutely fucking piss easy to strip off and build back up, which is good news for me, not so much good news for the farmer, because they do go wrong quite a lot, these. See what I mean, look? If only they were all that bloody easy. But unfortunately they're not, are they? No. Come off bloody lovely, that has. Right, let's get that back rebuilt. With it being off the rim when I got here, it might even just tickle off this one. There we go. As easy as that, eh? Yeah. There she is. Alright, let's see what's happened. There she is. It's there, look, so bang opposite the valve. And yeah, bang opposite the valve, as if by magic, there's a big fuck off hole waiting for me. There. Now obviously we've already put a patch there, so he's obviously already had a little bit of a hard life, this one. But yeah, I'll make sure there's no more that I've missed, that I haven't quite worked the way through yet, because there's no point just doing that one if there's other one just on the way, is there? So And like I say, with these cleavers, they do seem fairly prone for going wrong on sidewall. However, on this occasion, I think it is just that one. So we'll mark that up, we'll get it all gated up, and we'll get tube patched up. Yeah, no point in robbing him for a new tube, is there? Nah, we'll do it properly. We'll do a tube repair, a tyre repair, and then we'll go and see what else is waiting. So yeah, I reckon we'll start buffing up against that. Yeah, that'll about do us for the patch. Right then, so we're all patched up anyway. So I'll get a bit of Nigella Lawson's breakfast just rubbed in, and basically what that does stops the tube from gripping to that patch, you see. But yeah, with a bit of talc, it just makes sure there's no chafing. There we go. Right, we'll mend that tube, shall we? So we'll take this into the back of the van, just where it's a bit cleaner and drier, and we're not going to get so much shit all over where I've just buffed down. Now, you've got to do this, and it's pretty self-explanatory. Now, although that looks clean, yeah, I'll do that, and look at all that shit. So that's full of rubber dust. So if you try and stick a glue in a patch to that, it might last for the time being, it might go into the tyre, and it might seem alright, but it isn't going to last long. It's going to end up separating, and you're going to be coming back to the job, and you just don't want that, do you? So we clean it all up nicely. So now we're all clean, we can get gluing. So you don't want much of this. Less is actually more with this stuff, because you just end up waiting for it for bloody hours to dry, and it doesn't tend to stick as solidly than if you would just put a little layer on. So no, less is more with this sort of glue. But I can never be arsed to wait for it to dry, and also it does tend to bond better when it's got a bit of heat. So what I tend to do is that. Now, you're definitely not supposed to. In fact, it's extremely frowned upon, but I will not be told by a book what I can and cannot do. I've done this for many, many years, and it's always worked for me. So people who like to pipe up in the comments saying, oh, it won't stick like that, you're getting rid of the formula. You're chatting shit, aren't you? We'll get this on top. Just want it nice and straight down on it. So once you're committed, you're committed. But yeah, there you go. Okay, that's stitching. Just getting any air bubbles out. You want it to be completely solid up to that tube, you see. And then, you know if you've done a good patch, because you'll take this plastic off and the patch won't try and follow you. Like that one hasn't, which is good. So again, a bit of talc on top of that, and we'll be away. So now to get the tube in, but with it being an inside valve, well, it doesn't make for life very easy. But we've chucked an extension on, so hopefully we should be able to get it in. That was the easy bit. However, I've lined that up absolutely bloody perfectly. That's what I'm on about when I'm talking about the extension. So that's a little valve extension for a wagon, that is. But they work brilliantly at this job. So we'll find that through there, look. There we go, right, we're in. So we'll knock that off, get its collar back on, and now we should be able to go all yee-haw and start fitting it up again, I reckon. So you just want to make sure the tube's nowhere near your lever, because sometimes, especially on these inside valve ones, for some reason they do seem to hug fairly close. And after you've just put on all that sterling graft, the last thing you want to be doing is stripping it down again and repairing the tube again after you've pinched it. So no. Oop. Here we go. Now we're cooking. There we go. Alright, so anyway, there's that one sorted, isn't it? Yeah, we'll just get this one under pressure. Yeah, we're going the right way. Right then, Shaggers, so we made it to Friday anyway. Now, I have filmed a job earlier in the week. I'm not sure how much of that I would be able to use, because, Well, it was a bit of a rush job, really, but this week has been absolutely bloody mental. Although I've been absolutely flat to the floor busy, I've not really managed to be able to film, well, anything. So, because I like to take my time when I'm filming and not rush through stuff and trying to explain, you know what I mean? But anyway, we got a job on this morning, 2 punches on 1 load all, I think it is. So we're going to have a go, yeah. Right, so anyway, we're here with the job, and, well, yeah. It's just a generic standard load all, isn't it? Now, I think the ones we've got by looking at it is the offside rear and the near side front. If I just dip pressure on this one now, it looks a little bit sad. So I think this one is definitely a culprit. What's that I got in? That's got 24 in, so not quite enough for a load all. And what's this other one got? And that one is at 26. So yeah, no, you'd say that they're probably the contenders, wouldn't you? Now, as you can see, these probably aren't going to be the easiest to find a puncture in, really, and I'll show you why. Now, if you look very carefully, just everywhere, look, you might see some organic matter, or as me and you know, it's shit. So, yeah, it could be a little bit more tricky to find the puncture at, but there's nothing new, is it? We've done it all before, and we'll do it all again. So, yeah, we'll get some jacks out. And we'll crack on, shall we? We're going to have one of them, are we? What's up with you this morning? Oh, see what happens with these is, well, it's just a really bad design, to be honest. I've never had a Sprinter with a slide door that hasn't gone wrong. It's my own fault for being a messy bastard, but you see all this recess here, where it just gets covered in bloody shit. And the door will refuse to lock, so yeah, I mean, I've just pulled the end of an air water valve out, which won't be helping. Oh, come on. Plug from a combi patch there, look. Bloody catch, you bastard. Air water insert there, look. Another air water insert there, look. Another air water insert there, look. You never guess what I'm going to pull out next. It's another air water valve insert. Right, are we catching now? I've fixed it, I've done a thing. So anyway, now we've done that extremely simple task of opening the door, well, I reckon we can start cracking on now, can't we? I've got that one jacked up and I've splashed some water on it, but I can't see nothing. And what happens with these is, because it's obviously 4-wheel drive, unless you've got 2 corners jacked up, well, they just lock on the diff, you see, like that. So what I'm going to have to do is have to stick a jack under that one, just lift that one up a little bit, and then hopefully, touch wood, I don't want to touch my head because I've got shit on my hands, but touch wood, that should just free that diff off so I can spin the wheel, and then I can find the puncture without taking the wheel off. That's the plan. We're going to put the plan in action. Oh yeah. There we go, that's what we want. Yeah, now as you can see, we can move, which is good. So we can see if we can actually see anything. But if not, what we'll do is we'll scrape some more of this shit off, we'll get some more juice on, and we'll find it that way. Because there's nothing screaming at me at the minute. So yeah, we'll scrape some of this shit off, shall we? I've just been scraping away some shite, and I've come across a fairly big gash. Now I can feel a Katie Price joke loading here, eh? It's too predictable now though, isn't it? I reckon I've given Katie a bit too much shit. You know, a couple more jokes off and we'll have a lawsuit in his hand. So we're going to have to find some other slag, aren't we, that we can just give shit to. Who else is a massive hossy? Sorry mate. Well, that was embarrassing. Talking about massive slags and the farmer stood behind me waiting with me brew. I think he's aware of the channel, luckily. Otherwise he'd just think, I mean, he wouldn't be far wrong, would he? He'd just think I'm a massive fucking weirdo. But anyway, right, so I'm going to chuck a bit more air in this and see if we can find anything that's fizzing, because at the minute it's not really giving me anything, is it? So yeah, we'll sort it. I found one. So that's bubbling away at me. There's obviously a little nail hole there or something like that. And it's right next to that massive split. So we'll see what I can sort out with that. I'll just chuck a bit more wind in, give it a bit more of a spin, make sure there's no more. and then yeah, we'll get it stripped off. I could bang a string in, but I don't really like chucking strings in. At the end of the day, the way I see it, anyone can do a string. If a farmer's ringing me out and he's paying money for me to come here and I'm just firing a string in, it's, like I say, in my eyes, it's a temporary measure. It will get you out of the shit, and it will probably carry on for the majority of work, but they do let go eventually, and if I can avoid doing them, then I tend to avoid doing them. But yeah, that's opening up quite nicely, isn't it, that? Got a game plan. There's a couple of bits that I've seen that I'm not quite happy with. So obviously that major leak, which I think's the worst of it, that split, and then also I've seen a screw in there which I'm not quite happy about. It doesn't seem to be leaking, but I'm not very happy about it, so we're probably going to sort that out as well. Right after I've had my brew, and I'll tell you what, that's a bloody good brew that is, so thank you very much if you're watching this. Setting me up just right, that is, eh? Right, I suppose I actually best do some work, can't I? Now I have had a new keemer, so hopefully this should buzz off in no problem at all. I say new, it's been refurbished, so that's about as new as I get. I'll tell you what, it's doing a good job. Yeah, it's gone straight off. That's what we like. I mean, it's a Firestone anyway, so they don't tend to be too bad. But no, that's making light work of that. Right, both beads are broken. We'll juice it up, we'll whip it over, and we'll see what treasures we've got to find in here, eh? Now what I have done is drop the jack on the other side, and what that means is it locks this wheel again. So it just makes it a bit easier to take off and mount back up. There we go. As easy as that, eh? Right, let's have a look. Okay, so we whipped it off, and we've got a bit more of an idea about what's going on. The main bit is obviously that bit there, but that slit is still concerning me a little bit. It's quite hard to tell, but when I do that, you can see all the rubber. So when I slightly prod it with the prick, you can see all the rubber moving on the inside, and that's only very, very light pressure. So if I don't do anything with that today, it's only going to be a matter of time before it does shit itself and end up wearing through. So we're just going to bang a patch on that. So what we'll do, we'll plug that with a combi, that main puncher. We'll put a big red 120 on the other bit, and then we'll see where that screw's gone in. But like I say, I don't think it's actually done any damage. But then I've also just found that looking at me as well. So yeah, no, it's going to be a busy morning, isn't it? We best get plugging away. I'm going to be plugging more holes than a porn star on commission this morning, aren't I, eh? Right, we'll get going. That's all buffed down, so we'll get that cleaned up a bit, get any loose shite off there. You can see that changing colour as that loose rubber comes away. Well, you would be able to anyway if my camera work wasn't so shit. I'm back on the phone in a minute. I've got 2 cameras on the go, eh? Basically a professional now, you know what I mean? It's just basically like the BBC, apart from less nonsense going. Right, so anyway, that's clean. Whack some glue on that. Quick dry off.
No, you're not supposed to set fire to it.
Now we'll just take one of these lovely little things and we'll drag it through. Push that all the way through there if we can. Oh shit. Well, we should be able to see a stem, but we can't. Which is a slight issue. Just try and get that bloody end through there, but that's rather... It's easier said than done. Well, that's, as you can see, well, that's seen happy days. There we go. That's the one. There we go. That's what we want. Oh, fuck. That's the one. And then that's all nice and beautiful on the inside now. So we'll get that stitched down. Just we'll buff down that big patch where that split started to come through. Chuck a patch on that, get that other one plugged, and then that should be this one sorted. Buffed, cleaned, glued, dried, stuck, stitched. 2 down, 1 to go, and then we can move on to the other tyre then, can't we? Fucking made me jump, that bastard. Christ, I need a piss. So yeah, that's that one sorted. This other front one jacked up. We'll see what's going on with that. Well, I'm not gonna lie, and it pains me to say this, but with this front one, I'm bloody struggling. I've been round the whole tyre, been splashing about, and I can't see jack shite. So it leaves us in a bit of a predicament, doesn't it, really? What I'm going to do is I'm going to strip it off. I'm going to check on the inside, make sure I can't see nothing on the inside, and we're going to have to go from there. Now, if we can't find anything on the inside, it might be that we're going to have to chuck a tube in, but I really don't want doing that. And people always sometimes ask me, well, why do you like putting tubes in? And the basic reason is, with a tubeless tyre, as you've seen with this, if you pick up a nail or a puncture of some description, it goes down, don't get me wrong, it does go down, but it tends to be at a much steadier rate, where with a tube, you pick up a tiny little prick. Within sort of 10 minutes, it's on the deck and it's looking about as sad as an Iranian high street at the minute. So, yeah, so what we're going to do, we'll strip it off, we'll see if we can find anything, and we'll just go from there, shall we? So I've found the little bastard, and it's proper tucked itself away, it has. So if you look right up there, look, you'll see a very suspect little screw. Now it's right on the bend of the sidewall, and I know I'm going to get shit from people saying, no, you can't repair that, but I'm bloody going to. I'm pretty sure the farmer doesn't give a shit about the British tyre standards, and I'm pretty sure I don't give a shit about the British tyre standards. At the end of the day, it's a working machine on a working farm, and it needs to be working, doesn't it? So we're just going to fucking sort it. Saying that though, it's going to be easier said than done getting that bastard out, because I can't even see where it's gone in. So we're going to have to try and draw it through this way, but if it's got a head on, it's going to be hard work, isn't it? So touch wood, it's just the actual screw, and the screw head snapped off many moons ago. But yeah, there's only one way to say, isn't there? On you bastard bloody thing. God, it's like trying to get Gary Glitter out of a school child. Right, we got it. And look at that big, nasty, horrible screw. I've not seen anything that unwelcome since Jeffrey Epstein turned up to a kids' party. Right, so what we'll do is, yeah, we'll chuck a big gaiter on that, and we'll just hope for the best, won't we? There we go, look. Yeah. Right, so I don't think I actually filmed any of that, did I? I think my camera was pointing down. But anyway, we're all sorted. So what we'll do, I'll just get the pressures all set, make sure they're all the same all round. We'll get fucked off from here, we're going to carry on with this day, and that'll probably be the end of the video. But anyway, thank you all very much for watching. We're going to try and keep up with these weekly uploads now my back's feeling a little bit more human. So much appreciate the support. If you could do me a massive favour, subscribe to the channel, go and follow on my socials, Facebook, TikTok, whatever you do, I'm on there probably. But yeah, other than that, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you in a bit then, Shay.